not happy. So far, reliability was not upgraded. The good news is I do think we'll make it home. Welcome back to TYGR's Garage. Last time we drove Stinkbug, it was an adventure, to say the least. Mostly self-inflicted, a little bit not. Current state, this thing's a paperweight. It doesn't run. That's what we're figuring out today. Honestly, if you haven't watched last week's video, it will explain pretty much everything, but let me give you the recap. Broke down, not once, but twice. First time, my fault. Second time, not really. Got the first one fixed, still curious about the second. It is acting like it doesn't have any spark, which is concerning because we just put a brand new HEI distributor in it. Who knows? But that's what we're figuring out today. Once we get spark back, don't forget, we ran this motor for probably total runtime of about 15 minutes at idle, most of it, but not all of it, with actually zero oil pressure. It restarted after we fixed that problem, and it didn't knock or clang, and I think we might have got away with something, but we don't know for sure. All of that to say, the moment we get our spark back and this thing fires, I'm shutting it back off, and we're gonna do an oil change because this thing doesn't have an oil filter. So if we beat the bearings up, which, let's be honest, it's hard to imagine we didn't at least a little bit, that stuff is circulating. Before we put the spark tester on, before we do anything, let's just kind of reset the baseline and try to start it. I've done nothing except push it in the garage last weekend and forget about it for almost a week. Maybe it'll light right off. I kind of hope not, because then intermittent things are hard, but let's see where we're at. I'm gonna say still no spark. It also didn't build oil pressure, and that feels weird, because I'm pretty sure we had that fixed. All right, next step is visual verification of no spark. So I got my little inline tester here. We're gonna set that right there. And I believe that bulb is red. So as I crank it, it should flash red. You guys stay there and tell me if you see a flash. I don't think you're going to. Kind of what we expected. No spark. Before I go crazy and switch the module, which I have, let's do a couple checks first. The key is on, so I want to check for 12 volts at the HEI. That should be pretty simple. And I have 12 volts there, which is what I expected. I did that test last weekend. We're just re-verifying. I'm going to turn the key back off, and instead of messing around, we're just going to put an HEI module in it and see if it fires. I probably should have swapped this module in the parking lot of the second breakdown, but I didn't, because I was like a little bit flustered, and you know how your mind and your hands don't always add up when you're in that situation. But we'll do it now. Hopefully it's a simple fix. My bigger concern is I still don't know why it went bad, if that's what went bad. I really do not love the fact that this connector kind of came apart. I think if I can get it plugged in, we'll be okay, but that makes me nervous for the rest of the build quality, if I'm honest. Here's the new unit. This is as generic as they come. I bought it before I even knew we had a problem because I wanted to keep one in the truck. This goes like this. I'm gonna try to get these engaged appropriately. I have a theory about this module being the culprit, and I'll tell you what it is. If you remember back to last week's video, I'm coasting up to the stop sign and I make a comment that's like, got a weird smell. And I kind of like joke about it, but I did actually smell something, and it smelled a little bit burnt wiry. I'm wondering if this wasn't, and I don't know how these fail. I've never had one fail before, so I don't know if you smell them, but I smelled something that smelled like hot wires. Nothing else in here seems melty, so I'm wondering if I didn't smell this thing give it up, and then we lost spark moments after that. Okay, we're all connected, battery's on. I'm gonna hop in and see if this thing fires. I am gonna wait to see full oil pressure on the gauge, and then I'm gonna turn it off if it fires. Moment of truth. Did we burn a module up? Yes, we did. The truck runs again, success. This module, junk for whatever reason. So we're gonna time out on troubleshooting. We still have more to do a quick oil change, and then we'll be right back to it. Dropping oil, should be about 4.5 quarts. Don't be scared by the color. It's pretty fueled up, and this is only our second change on the truck. We changed it when we first got it. That was a year ago. We're changing it now. We got the oil out here. Nothing crazy. I realize that bearing material isn't normally magnetic, but maybe I'll swirl this magnet around in there just to see. Nothing super concerning right now besides the fact that I know it ran without oil pressure. I run 1540 diesel oil in this thing. Normally Dello, but this is actually Motorcraft brand Ford Power Stroke diesel oil. Doesn't matter. The reason why I bought this is because this jug is 5 quarts. So I'll be able to do a change in one jug. I'm gonna pour this in until there's like a half quart or so left in the bottom. I'll pull the dipstick and have a look. And it was cheap. 26 bucks. Okay, so we got spark, we got fresh oil. Now I feel comfortable running this thing, and that's what I want to do next. We're gonna fire it up, let it get warm, and we need to dive into the charging system because something I did along the way over the past 2 weeks made it stop charging, and that's gonna be a problem. I got the headlights on, and I'm trying to draw as much voltage as I can. You see how it's at 12.8? Watch this when I rev it up. So it is charging, it's just not charging at a low RPM anymore. It's also got a weird miss. Hear it? Now is that because it has low voltage at idle? I don't know. That's way too high of an idle, but let's see if it drops out. It's still doing it. On my gauge, that's 1100 RPM or so. Not loving that. Couple things. A, it is charging. It's just not charging at idle, and it used to. So let's call that problem 1. Problem 2 is a weird miss, which it never used to do, and it has to be self-inflicted. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend a little bit of time, undo the shared HEI terminal with the ExciteWire terminal, route that somewhere else, just to make myself feel better. Second thing I'm gonna do is go around, make sure all the plugs are tight, reseat all the boots and stuff, because none of them really fit that good because they're so long, because that miss feels like it could be just something like that. And then we'll fire it back up and see. So I've got this changed to its own terminal. Now, I haven't touched anything else. I've only done that, and because I'm a man of science, let's fire it back up, see if it charges, see if anything's different. Does it charge better? Does it still have the miss? I can't imagine this is miss related. It may help it charge a little bit. Remember, it's gonna idle really high because I put a bunch of turns in it. If you come over here, you can see like, it's pulling in. Now it's charging 14 volts. I mean, here's the other thing it could be, right? I'm talking about the miss now, because I believe it's charging. We had a rough day a week ago. Brand new plugs, cranking it, pumping the gas. We could have fouled them up pretty good and just kind of loaded the motor up, because it seems to be getting better with time. As it sits here right now, 700 RPM idle, 720. Takes throttle good. Probably should have pulled the plugs and had a look, but we might have just fouled them, or kind of fouled them, and we had to work through it, and we got a stronger spark now, so we're able to work through it. All right, so we really need to drive this thing, but I don't know if you can tell behind me, it is currently raining, and guess what? We still don't have wipers. I know, I live in Washington, even though it's June. I should probably deal with that before too long. All right, it's the next day, the weather's better, and I have the parts we need. This here is our spare module. We're gonna shelf that for just a minute. But inside here, the genuine set of AC Delco plug wires. I feel like our miss might be plug wire related, and I just generally hate the way those ones fit. So we're gonna start with plug wires, because if nothing else, at least they should route better, because these have 90-degree boots, and the length should be closer. If it's still got the miss, we'll probably put this module in just to check the cheap module off the box. We'll keep it for a spare. We'll throw it in the toolbox. If none of that works, we're just gonna go drive it anyway, and maybe a little bit of heat will burn off soot in the plugs, and the miss will go away on its own. Let's get started. So these wires are AC Delco, and their application is like a later model C10 with a 292 or a 250 in it. They just feel like a higher quality wire. They're the same diameter. Some of these terminals are loose. Well, I wonder if that has anything to do with our intermittent miss. I didn't even know these screwed in. See that? Like, you hear the click? These ones are both a little long. I might make a wire tie here or something, but otherwise, it's way better than it was, and they feel better. Cheap experiment. So here we go. Let it get just, oh. Still doing it. It does it worse when it's cold. See that? Seems a little bit better now. We're gonna let it sit here and run for a little bit. All right, we're doing it again. This thing smells so fueled up too. I think I need to get it hot and get a heat cycle in it. That'll do, I think, a lot for our miss if we still have it, although the plug wires did seem to help. Here's the plan. First things first, we're actually returning to the scene of the crime. I went to the grocery store this morning and forgot eggs, and Ricky needs them because she's making a cake. So we got to stop there, and then we're going to do a loop. We're still listening for any knocks. We don't know if we hurt this thing. It's just idled. We're listening, and we're shaking it down, and we're making sure we have oil pressure the whole time. So here we go. Ever since I tightened the alternator belt and moved that wire, it's been charging even at idle. So I think we're okay there. We have oil pressure, by the way. There's that miss. I have the spare module and the stuff to change it if we need to. Still got that miss. This is weird. Oh, it's not happy. What is... We're gonna take it around the neighborhood first and see if it doesn't die on us. I might go change that module. What is going on? This thing still has a crazy miss. I'm gonna go home and change that. Do you feel this? It idles fine, but under load it's cutting out. Maybe it needs fuel. Let me turn my pump on and see. Okay, now the electric fuel pump's on. Did that make it better? No change at all. I don't know what's going on. You can hear it dropping out though, right? It didn't do this before the module died, so I'm gonna go put that other module in it. This is violent. The good news is I do think we'll make it home. It doesn't clean up with RPM either. It's weird. So far, reliability was not upgraded. Obviously, we got a bad miss. I mean, it ran the whole time, but it was herky-jerky, even just going around the neighborhood. Never in my life has a reliability upgrade been so annoying. I mean, I could see it being bad. It was cheap. All right, here's the new module, the Delphi. One thing that may or may not matter, it is significantly heavier than the one I just took out. Like twice as heavy. Does that mean there's more goodies inside? I don't know. I can't believe the weight difference. For those of you following along, if this works, that means we, yet again, do not have a spare module, but I feel more confident about this one, I really do. We know the original module failed, but we also know when it was running, it didn't have that miss. That miss developed when I got it running for the second time. Quick swap, let's see if it's any better. Third module is the charm, here we go, whoa. I think we'll know immediately if it takes throttle. We'll probably be in okay shape. I mean, it's already less herky-jerky. That was it. Look it's right back to normal. I can't believe that. I mean, I can, I guess, right? We had two bad modules, one really bad, and then one that worked, but kind of also sucked. 40 pounds of oil pressure. We're not doing the neighborhood loop this time. We're just gonna go do our loop. I still want to get some heat in this thing. I think that would help tremendously. And now we probably didn't need to buy those plug wires, but I like how they fit better. So we'll call that a happy accident. I really just want to get a successful test drive done. Here's where we broke down the second time the first day. All right. That's the grocery store I need to go to, but I want to get at least a couple miles under the belt first. We'll see if it starts to show the fact that it was ran without oil pressure for 15 minutes. But these old birds are tough. I think we might get away with it. We paid tuition, and it could have been a lot more expensive. Feeling pretty good about it. So now, but I need to buy another module that's more than $10. The Delphi was $26. I'd have spent $126 to not have to deal with what we dealt with, so that seems cheap. I don't know. Feels like it used to. Got oil pressure, it's not kicking the rods out, it's not knocking. All of the cylinders seem to have spark in them now, which makes it drive better. Speed hump. Alright, I think we might be back. I'm falling back in love with it. It was pissing me off there for a week and a half, but I think we're good. Oh yeah, she's clean all the way up. That was only like 3,000 RPM. It feels like so much though. I think we're gonna do another loop. This thing still has to earn my trust, and there's no better time than right now. I'm finally feeling a little bit relaxed about Stinkbug. I think we took the long road, but I do think we did make it more reliable. Now, not then, but now. I'll be ordering another one of these Delphi ones as soon as I get home. That felt like a lot. I was looking to see what it sounded like over 3,000. It sounds expensive. We'll keep it under. I don't see any reason to go up there. It's like the attic. It's where the spiders live. I should have adjusted that mirror when I was at the grocery store. That's okay, I'll just forget next time. What's that miss about? Is it starving for fuel? It's breaking up a bit. I'm gonna turn on my electric pump. All right, it seemed to go away. Turn the pump back off. I think that one was fuel related. I don't think it was spark related. I'll do a test here. Okay, that's good to know. I was lugging it up a hill, high load, pretty much close to wide open, just sucking the fuel down, you know? And maybe the way this setup is a little bit funky because it's redundant. We're pulling through an electric pump with the mechanical from a long ways away. Maybe it can't keep up. Good to know. That's why I have this on a switch. I go back and forth on whether I should just convert this to an electric fuel pump or if I should just do away with the electric pump. I think if the mechanical didn't have to pull through it, it would likely be happier and probably could keep up. I kind of feel like we ran the bowl dry a bit. Or I just leave it like it is now. Cruising, it's fine, but like hills or something like that, maybe reach down, flip her on. I should probably nut and bolt the front of this thing again since I drug it up onto my trailer by the axle. Uh-oh, we got rain on the windshield. I was gonna rain-X this thing too and I forgot. I don't think it would matter because it's like damn near straight up and down, but something might be better than nothing. It's not bad yet. We are headed home after this. I think we'll be okay, but good truck. I think you're back, baby. A couple of those Italian tune-ups will help the plugs too, I think. The wrong time to be doing it after we ran it with no oil pressure. I'm sure we probably took a couple thousand worth of life out of it, but honestly, it seemed to kind of take it on the chin and keep going, which is, there's something to be said for that. Do that to pretty much any other engine. I'd have blown up by the grocery store, but these sixes, I don't care if it's Ford, Chevy, Dodge, the 300, the Slant 6 Leaning Tower of Power, or the 235 family. Oil's a recommendation, not always a requirement. We're back in the neighborhood. I think that's going to do it for this episode of Tiger's Garage. Thank you so much for following along. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and stick around. So next week we can take something else apart that isn't quite broken and make it way worse and then maybe make it better. See y'all next time.